What up, y'all? I just want to talk about parents and the bond we have with our kids. I put up a lot of, videos interacting with my kids. We be clowning, talking in different accents, and doing TikToks, whatever. I get a lot of, comments and feedback from people saying that they hope they have the same bond with their kids, or they wish they had that. And I want to let parents know, and I'm not trying to attack anybody parenting wise, but I want to let parents know that if you don't have a bond or a connection, let's compare it to the connection I have with my kids. Those who know the bond that I have. If you don't have a magical connection with your kids, it's not on your kids. Okay, that's a parent problem. All right. We are the leaders, and leaders have to lead from the front. I think some parents let their kids lead, give them choices when there shouldn't be a choice at all. It's what you say. And that's a big mistake, because when that kid grows up, this world will eat them alive. They will not be ready for what the world offers. And I think that the biggest mistake is the lack of love in a home. The lack of individual support, the lack of individual attentiveness, which is a word people don't use anymore. Attentive. Do you know what it means to be attentive? That means, okay, think of a time when you're sick, you're in the hospital, and you have a great nurse. The reason she's great is because she's attentive. She makes sure you're good. Everything. Whatever. She takes care of you, man. That's attentive. Okay? Little things like this. I'm sitting there. It's been a long day. I'm playing some video games, or I'm writing some music, putting in some work in the recording studio, and I realized 2 hours went by. I wonder what my daughter's thinking right now. I wonder if she's okay. She hasn't come down. Instead of texting her, she's upstairs. I go upstairs and knock. And the simple question, hey, just want to see if you're good. Everything okay? You got to constantly reassure your kids, okay? That's the best thing to do. Constantly reassure your kids that you are here and that you fucking love them and that everything's fine. And if they need anything, you know where to find me. That's how it has to be. It can't be any other way. Men, I think our biggest problem is sometimes we are too hard. We got to turn that gangster off. The kids are not our, punching bags or someone that we got to give a harsh lesson to. They're already going through a tough time. So all that tough love bullshit, it doesn't work. Tough love, it does work, but it doesn't work. And I'll tell you why. It works because it makes you stronger, okay, on the home front. But it doesn't work because one day you're going to be on your own going out in this world, and someone's going to try and love you, and you won't know how to receive that love because you didn't even know how to get it at home, okay? Think of the times when you tried to be like, I love you, Mom. And your mom was one of those tough love people, and they were like, I love you too, baby. And that was all you got. But then, 2 minutes later, she'll fucking smack something out of your hand and yell at you and tell you to get your ass in bed. So those upbringings are damaging to some kids. I mean, not every kid. It's like this, a student in a class. Not every one of us learns the same. So if the teacher's up there, half the class might understand this guy's way of teaching or method of teaching, but the other half might be completely lost because they feel he doesn't know how to teach at all. Okay? There used to be this teacher that I never actually had, but he could teach a monkey how to change the oil in a car. He was amazing. What he did was he found out who you are, how you learn, and then he adjusted his methods of teaching to cater to you individually. So this is what we need to do to our kids, okay? If you are one of those dudes, hard ass, you never turn off your gangster, maybe some of your kids will respond well with that, but you have to take into account that not all your kids will. You know what I'm saying? That some of them will grow up and end up being weak and broken because they didn't get what they needed at home. If you want to teach your kids how to grow up and truly love someone or love themselves, because that's the first thing you got to do before you can love anybody, you have to teach them how to receive love and how to give it. And the only way that's taught is through action. So if you are a parent that has multiple kids, you cannot parent the same across the board. You have to individualize each kid because they are their own person on their own path with their own experience and their own view of what this world is. You have to literally keep track of the time that you're not spending with them, okay? And make time out of thin air. And make sure that they're getting that one-on-one alone time with you. Because especially parents that have like 4 or 5 kids, they all need that alone time, one-on-one with you. All they ever have is the togetherness. But do they have the alone time? Do they have the bond, the tickling, the play fighting, and then boom, dropping knowledge on them? If you want to have your kids respect, constantly reassure them over and over every single day. Like my daughter, every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't tell her she's beautiful. There's not a day that goes by that I don't build her, that I don't drop some sort of knowledge on her. But she's a teen. Teens lose interest in getting knowledge dropped on them because they know everything. They don't want to fucking listen to you. So what I mean is, if you want to get her attention, do TikToks with her. Make her laugh. Play fight with her. Chase her around the house. You know, cook a real good meal. And the moments when you guys are having like, this is delicious. That's a good moment to drop some knowledge. After you tickle her, that's a good moment to drop some knowledge. You want them to be happy, in a laughing mood, positive. That's the only time they will listen to our knowledge, okay? If you try to drop it when you can tell they just want to go to their room, by the time they turn that corner, everything you just said, it's like a fart in the wind. Okay? Make time individually for each kid, and trust me, you will get results. That's the way it's got to be. Mothers of sons, or mothers that have sons, you have to be aware of your fears, your insecurities rubbing off on your son. You're going to have him grow up in a world that chews men up, and he won't be ready for anything if you spread that fear and insecurities of your own onto him. Okay? Not letting him play football because you're insecure is not a good view of life. That's not how it works. You got to let him try things. You got to let him know what it's like to go out there, get hit, so he can decide for himself if that's what he wants to do. Maybe you need to let him go out there and hit someone else to decide if that's what he wants to do. And that's what I'm talking about. Don't soften your men. Don't break your little girls. Build your little boys and little girls. Build them by individualizing them, tending to each need that they have individually. Make sure you get that one-on-one time. Then you will create something magical in your house, and you'll have a bond like I have with my kids. If you don't think I know shit, apply all that shit I just said to your family. If it's not going well for you, apply everything I just said and get back to me. All right? I love y'all, man. Peace.